And we're back.
Hey guys, how's it going? One more time, my name is Dr. Uzziel J coming at you from California, and welcome back. We had a little technical problem there, but hey, we're back and we're still excited, and that's the most important thing. So as I was saying earlier, we want to invite you. If you're here for the first time, we want to invite you. We want to welcome you first of all, and we want to invite you to go ahead and put on that chat, I am here for the first time. Let us know who you are, your name, where your city is, what city you're from, what country you're from. We want to invite you. And if you're not from the first here for the first time, we want to invite you to do that anyway. We want to see where you're from. I know last week it was powerful. It was amazing. Over 10 countries signed in last week. And today, I know that there are still a lot of people that are pouring in as I'm speaking. I can see it on the screen now because today we have an amazing midweek webinar with one of the most successful leaders that I know. He will be empowering all of us to go to the next level. I want you to get ready. And again, I repeat, get a pen and paper, a notepad, and start writing down these nuggets of wisdom that are going to be poured out today through this amazing empowerment that we will be having. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming. We want to go ahead and say hi to Jesse from Austin, Texas. Jesse, welcome. Angela from Diamond Bar, California. We got Wallace from Toronto, Canada. We have Percy from Hong Kong. Welcome, guys. We have also Eve from Malaysia. Wow, look at all these places where people are logging in from. It's amazing. I'm excited. Linda from Calabasas, California. We have Anna from Austin, Texas. Hey, we got oh my God, we even have Venezuela in the house. So I'm very excited for all these amazing companies. I'm sorry, I'm getting texts here at the same time from these amazing people that are logging in. But wait, before we keep losing more time, I want to go ahead and welcome one of our amazing leaders, one of the 5 founding people from Jeunesse. We want to welcome him. His success has been just so great and amazing. It has showed us that if he can do it, we can do it. He has pushed us to do it. And today we have with us our double diamond director, Mr. Samson Li. I want you to welcome him. Welcome, Samson.
Hello, Dr. Uzziel. How are you?
Hey, I'm excited, man. We had to redo this, but it's okay. We're here and we're ready for you, man.
That's great. I know I was watching all the people log in from all the world. Oh my gosh, all the way from India to Canada to Latin America to Europe,
Yeah,
all over Asia. It's incredible.
it's amazing. It's a good time to be empowered. I'm ready.
Well, I want to thank you for hosting. I know this is your first hosting gig on our Zoom. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I look forward to co-creating with you tonight, and that's what it's gonna be. Very exciting.
Yeah, thank you, Samson.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
So, yeah. So what we're gonna do is, folks, we're gonna go ahead and start the PowerPoint right away. Just get into it, and then we're gonna do some Q&A, and we're gonna talk a little bit afterward. How's that? Does it sound good?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, somebody put an emoji on there and say, I'm ready.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Here we go. So anyway, it's great to see everybody, and very excited to be here to share. We're going to go ahead and start the PowerPoint. All right. How's it looking? Good.
Looks great.
All right. So tonight, folks, we're going to talk about empower by your why.
Wow.
So, let's, Dr. Uzziel, it's very often in life, it's important that we re-examine our why, doesn't it? Right?
Yes,
Isn't it important?
yes. We have to examine it, and that why keeps changing. So yes, definitely.
Okay. So within the next maybe 15, 20 minutes, it's going to be a little structured, but very simple. And I hope that first that everybody would just listen and maybe just reflect A lot of times the information that we talk, it might not necessarily align with your value or mindset from where you're coming from. It might be just brand new information. So I'm going to try to present it in a way where it's concise and simple. So, well, most of the time when somebody start in the business, we want to find a direction for them. We want to find what motivates them. And it does come from your why, your motivation. Why are you here? Why are you in the business? Okay. So normally, how we define the whys are your goals and dreams. It's very important, though, that often that many people say we spend more time planning a vacation than planning our life. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and that does happen. And so if you think about it, what are the reasons that motivate you every day out of bed? What motivates you to do what you do? Is it for yourself? Is it for your family? Well, I want to just break it down. Some of these goals and dreams, it could be tangible or intangible. What that means is like, maybe some of us, like me, originally from Hong Kong, immigrated to the US 42 years ago. And so I'm very interested in getting ahead, being in we call the land of opportunity in the United States. So I will always want to be my own boss. So in a sense, that dream it has tangible parts, intangible parts. Like I want to get a nice house. I want to have a good lifestyle. I want to be able to afford certain things. I want to have that sense of security. I want to provide for my family. For example, I'm the oldest of 4 children in my family. I want to help my siblings, help my mom and dad as they get older to retire, provide for my kids, spend good times with them. My son's birthday was last weekend, 7 years old. I took him to Legoland in California. Expensive. Dr. Uzziel was expensive, yeah, but it was worth it. Okay, he had a fantastic time. But what if you can live life to the fullest? In terms of the word living life fullest, that's more of an intangible idea, isn't it? Things that you cannot really put your hands on physically, but an idea. Maybe it's a feeling, maybe it's a motivation, maybe it's a dream, maybe it's something we aspire to be or to be where we want to be. So another way we look at goals and dreams, it could be emotional. It could be emotional reasons. For example, I was very inspired by many of you out there on this webinar, as a matter of fact, from all over the world, where maybe you want a better quality of life for you and your kids. Yeah, I remember what the most amazing lesson I had was going to Malaysia, meeting a bunch of incredible ladies, some of them single moms. They all want to send their kids to good school overseas. And with that simple motivation from love and maybe also from pain, because if they didn't do it, it might be painful. They want their kids to turn out good. And from that love, which is emotional side, and actually in a sense, it's also a spiritual direction where they do want to send the kids to school. This reason, it could be painful or maybe even pleasurable, because if they do send it, the sense of success, the pride and all that, there's many reasons, many goals we can, I guess, quantify in that sense, emotional reasons. And sometimes, like I mentioned before, it could be a spiritual reason of maybe how we live, how we view life, how we want to live life, the way of life we want, not only the physical, but the spiritual, where we go about life feeling secure. We want to help other people. Helping other people, in a sense, is a spiritual gift, is a spiritual aspect of ourselves, but giving ourselves to others, giving our time, giving our effort to other people. And maybe it's also a way of being, just being, living a life, being in a state where we are secure. We don't have to worry, or we have already acquired the skills to overcome other obstacles in life. Sometimes the goals and dreams are like that, or maybe it's a sense of fulfillment, that we are happy, we are satisfied, we are joyous in where we are in life. Those are some of the goals. It could be many things, and often it's for ourselves and for other people. Most of the time when I talk with our partners, like, look, what you want out of life? Why are you here? What would make you sacrifice, put the time and effort in that you normally don't do, to create a business here? What is it? What is it that motivates you to get ahead or change the way where you are or the way you live now for you and your family? What is it? So these are just some of the adjectives I try to put to present it in a different way, where each of us can, really write our goals and dreams down, where it's so broad. It's just because, look, at the end of the day, having been traveled to 40 plus countries around the world, I see that most people want the same thing, a good life. But under these two words, the good life, there's many definitions that encompasses a good life. Okay, right. So hopefully these definitions or these pointers will point you in the right direction to list your goals and dreams, because at the end of the day, nobody can motivate you. To tell the truth, nobody. Motivation is an inside job. It comes from within. Okay, so it's important that you list them, you write them down, and it's important that you quantify them. What I mean by that is to put a measuring stick to these goals. All right, let's say, for example, you want to make money, you want to do some charity work, you want to feed some kids. How many kids you want to feed? How often you want to do that, right? So you can quantify it. And then how much would it cost? If you want to buy a new house, well, where would you buy it? How much would it cost? And what would be in the house? And how, and also, if you wake up in the morning, you open the garage door, what kind of car you have in the garage? How much would that car cost, right? Or if you want to go on vacation somewhere in the world every three to 6 months, where would you go? How much would it cost? Again, quantify, put a number or some kind of measurement to it, yeah, to make it real, and set a date to accomplish them so they become your goals. Goals have a measurement and also a date of accomplishment. That becomes a goal. So do that. Now, if you notice, going back just to the top, goals and dreams, I talk about emotional element to our goals and dreams. So to make it real, okay, here's how you do it. The way your brain works is that your brain cannot tell the world outside and your own imagination. All right. If you close your eyes now and you imagine that you're standing on at a rooftop of one of the tallest buildings in the world. Okay, wherever you are in the world, think about the tallest building in your city, and you're standing at the very top, and it's very windy and it's cold, and you look down. I mean, do you feel like you're gonna fall? Yeah, because your brain thinks you're really standing on the building, even though you know you're not. So your brain cannot tell that. So to use that is that you got to make it real. You got to make it emotional, because emotion creates certain chemical signals in your body and your brain that makes it real. Do you have 5 senses? You have more than 5 senses. Maybe a 6th sense. I don't know. Some of you maybe even more. But the emotional and the spiritual aspect is very important. I remember when I was just starting in the business, and of course, Kim Hui would call me and say, "Hey, so Samson, are you awake yet?" Oh, it's like 10:30, right? I had a late night, and oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm awake. And then so I tried to work the business full time. So to be honest, some of the times I was window shopping for a car, window shopping for clothes, window shopping for my lifestyle, just to go walk the street where the fancy houses are, where I want to be, so I can see it, feel it, smell the flowers. Maybe the air there in that area is different than where I live in my apartment. Or maybe I go look at cars. It's free to go to a car dealer, just sit in one, right? Because when you sit in one, you open the door, you sit in it, you smell the leather, you feel the wheel. If you even go for a test drive, that makes it real. And you know what? That memory becomes real in your mind. And what if you can have that, right? And again, there's many reasons why we're in the business. Whatever goals and dreams that you have, make them real. Like I said, it could be material or immaterial, tangible or intangible. You can make it real for yourself, all right? It's fun. So, and always remember, in life, you have the power of choice. Now, why did I put that? Because, when I was growing up, I just did what everybody else did. Go to school, get good grades, go to college, study something substantial, and then, go live your life. So, but that's what everybody is doing.
Right.
Now, how many of you had the intention to set the choice to choose exactly what you want to do in life? Did anybody ever lead you through the process of making that choice, to make your own choice, not what somebody else's choice for you? So in life, that's how it is. We just end up doing things that we don't know why we do it. We just happen that we fall into it. Like, I was in the real estate, I was in furniture business. I became an auctioneer with intention, and I loved it. But the furniture business, I enjoy looking at fancy things, but at the end of the day, it's still a business. I need to make money, and that was tough. Okay, so just know that wherever you are, and if some of you are stuck, you always have choice. It's a matter of you took the time to sit down, to think about it, and also to put some action behind it. It's a matter of if you have the courage to make that choice for yourself. But don't worry, we are here with you, okay? We can do this together. Now, if you're gonna go somewhere, you gotta plan with the end in mind. Now, what if I can tell you, we often say nobody can predict the future, but what if you can connect the dots? If you have a place where you wanna be, a destination, what if I can tell you yourself, without being able to predict the future, but knowing where you want to be by planning with the end in mind, that you can connect the dots going in that direction. What if I told you you could do that? Because, I would tell you an example now, and you realize that this is how your brain works. We can all do it if you let yourself the opportunity to do it. Now, imagine, okay, let's say you go shopping, and many of us, we go shopping, let's say we go shopping for clothes, right? And we decide to buy a particular shirt, a color of a shirt, or maybe it's a dress, a particular color, right? And before you bought that shirt or dress, maybe you never noticed it before, but the moment you bought it and you wear it, and you go walk in the shopping center, you go walk in the mall, you go walk into the restaurant, all of a sudden, if you're wearing a red dress, you automatically notice everybody else that's wearing a red dress, right? And that's actually how your brain works. Your brain has a mechanism where it tunes into what you focus on, okay? So you already primed for success. That's automatically in you physically. You're designed to do that. You're designed to see what you focus on. It's just a matter of you realize it or not, if you're aware of it or not, all right? So many times we say, you know what? That's why in other trainings that we do, how to attract the right people, first you have to become the right person, and automatically you will attract the people that's just like you, who's the right person, right? All right? So you have that natural ability in you. Now, so how to connect the dots, all right? Now, let's say in your mind, you set your goals and dreams, you know where you want to go. If you go do it, you're going to get rid of the pain, maybe the feeling of being stuck. You're going to maybe enjoy some freedom, have happiness every day, have security where you don't have to worry about money. Whatever it is, have the ability to provide your parents for your kids without worrying about it. So how to connect, how to get there, how to get from where you are today to where you want to be. So I just, I put some topics up so we can talk about. First, you got to have a clear vision. Not only a vision, but a clear vision. A clear vision. I have seen, I have met and talked to thousands of people in Jeunesse and this global platform. And what I see is the fastest people who become successful, they know where they want to go. They just know it. It's not a matter of finding it. They have clarity. They just know what they need to do, where they want to be, and then they're gonna go. The more clear your goals and dreams are, the faster you will get there. The more action you're willing to take. Because, when you see the path, you just go. It's that simple. But if it's complicated, it's not so clear. You have to turn right and left and right and left and right and left. And things are complicated. When you lost your vision, you're not going to go anywhere. That's how some people get stuck or stagnant, right? So the second thing I want to draw your attention to that can help you connect the dot is passion. Now, I'm not talking about passion for Jeunesse. I'm not talking about passion for the product. I'm talking about passion for how you're going to operate on a daily basis with this platform, with the way of life, okay? So what it means is that, when we first start on this platform, we're all so excited, all right? We want to go somewhere, we're excited, we're ready to take some action, we're ready to talk to people. Now, that is not passion, that is excitement. The passion comes from knowing where you want to go, comes from the vision. You're excited about the vision that you have, right? But how can you maintain the passion on a daily basis to connect the dots moving toward your destination? It's in this journey, how you do that is feed your passion with joy, determination, and the small victories that you will have in the process on this journey. What I mean is that, for example, before I start Jeunesse, I took the time to sit by myself to think about what kind of life I want. So for me, it's very simple. I want a happy life, okay? I mean, how many of you want a happy life? Yeah? Oh, most people, right? So I was thinking, what makes me happy? When was the last time I was happy? Where was I? Who was I with? What was I doing? I asked myself who, what, when, why, and how. How I became happy. When I look back, it brought me down to very simple things. So it brought me down to, you know what, when I was little, my grandmother said, I love to play with little kids and talk. And my grandmother said, oh no, that little boy, he's going to be a businessman. Okay? Of course, I had no idea, right? But, that for me, it rings true because I was happy then. And I definitely, I was interested in other people. So I like people. Next thing is, well, I love music. I played classical piano for 8 to 10 years. Seriously practice, anywhere from 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 hours a day. So I love music. When I have music, I'm like zone in another dimension. All right. Third thing is, well, I grew up and my parents were, was very free, allowed me to have the freedom to choose what I want to do. So I really grew up with a lot of freedom, and I still want that in my life. So for me, it was people, music, and freedom. And then Jeunesse came about where I have the people and the freedom, right? A platform where I can do that. And so I found a joy as I talk to people. I like to find out what makes them tick. What's their background? What's their culture? How they live? Where did they come from? And where are they now? How did they get there? What was the journey? It's never ending, this learning. And through that, being inspired by other people's desire, inspired by their dream, inspired by their courage, it helped me solidify my own determination to do it. When I see other people doing it, man, you know what? Why can't I do it? I can just give it a try. I can keep going. Why not me? If them, why not me? If them, why not you? Right. And those small victories, we must celebrate. Celebration creates a whole different chemical reaction in your head, in your body. It uplifts you, and when you celebrate, don't celebrate by yourself. Always celebrate with the closest ones and, your best friend, your family, your business partners, etc. For example, I remember when I was in Los Angeles, of course, I was close with Kim, Weenie, Robert, and when we all first started. And when we start hitting ranks, we're like, Kim, let's go eat. I hit Ruby. Let's go eat have a seafood. I would treat. Right? I would call up everybody else to go, right? And then when I hit Emerald, we did that again. When we hit Diamond, we did that again. When Winnie did it also. I mean, that was fun. I remember what the biggest party I had. Oh my gosh. Because I was so grateful to all my partners, especially at one particular time, I was, going to Malaysia a lot. We had a max out party of a couple hundred people. It was awesome. I became Diamond. One of the reasons I became Diamond from Emerald to Diamond in 4 months was because of those amazing ladies and partners in Malaysia. Always grateful. I was honored to be a part of their journey, but at the same time, I was able to do well. And when I maxed out the team commission, I'm like, let's party. I treat. Let's do it. So those small victories, it creates the passion. So as you go forward in your journey, find the joy, find out, think about, be aware of what you like, which part of the business you like. And those things will feed your passion. All right. Now, the people that move the fastest, they have a clear vision, but also an inner alignment. Align with their own values so that they can be open, have an openness about them. And so they can be full, upfront, authentic with what they do. And at the same time, willing to be vulnerable. Okay. So the reason why I wrote these 4 things is very important, because however you want to succeed, don't you want to succeed the right way, the good way, a way where you feel that you can be respected, you did it right, you sacrificed. You know, success is empty if you did not put any effort in it. That's not real success. That doesn't define success. So the emptiness, well, we don't want that. I've seen that. So people who are the fastest, they align their values. They think, they look at who they are and what makes them tick and how they can do the business in a way where they feel good about it. Okay. And then naturally they can be more open. All right. And then be more authentic. Like, I mean, a lot of people, when they first get into the business, because maybe lack of confidence, or they don't know a lot, or maybe have a little bit fear, they don't know what to say. How do I talk to my friend? How do I talk to my friend? You know what? We always just teach from the heart. How would you talk to your friend from your heart? What do they really need? Can you help them? Do they have any need that maybe they need a way to change? They need an opportunity to grow? Are they just tired of what they're doing? Are they stuck? Are they looking for something more? Are they looking for different ways to grow their potential? I don't know. Being authentic, we can express that in a way if we're in alignment, all right? And the vulnerability, trust me, the greatest power you have can come from your vulnerability. Because the more open you are, see, people, you know, when we all have an ego. Ego's function is to protect us, psychologically, protect us from everybody, right? But to be vulnerable, those people are the strongest because they're willing to open themselves up, to show who they really are, to show that they're imperfect, to show that's real power. Because look, in life, nobody is perfect, all right? And if we live life in perfection, let me tell you, a lot of other things come about, such as shame, such as guilt, such as many other things, you know, fear, all those things come, and we try to live a perfect life. I mean, that's my opinion, okay? But if you're truly strong, if you're able to be open, vulnerable, well, if you're in alignment, it's much easier, all right? So 4 is, besides the inner alignment, it's the outer alignment. It's being at the right time with the right people and being in the environment where everybody's moving toward the same direction to their goals and dreams, and just come along for the ride. You know, sometimes it's like as simple as like a fish, you know, they need to be in a fish tank or in the ocean. If they're out of the water, what happened? We all know. Be in the environment, stick with the people. There's power in numbers, all right? And it's a huge benefit if you're with the right group of people too. So now the other thing is commitment. Commitment, and it's not about just committing, say, oh, no, I'm gonna do it. You gotta follow up with action. But my goal of putting this commitment, this word here as number 5, is that you need to be serious about what you're doing. You got to be doing it with a commitment that almost to the degree where your life depends on it. Because look, at the end of the day, we all have to live with ourselves, right? So we don't want to lie to ourselves, say, you know, we're going to do it, then we end up taking no action. But what I mean is, look, make that psychological effort. Make that commitment in your head. Say, you know what, even if I don't feel like doing it, even if, you know, I'm so tired, I don't feel like doing it, I'm going to go do it. That is commitment. If you take it that seriously, you can connect the dots moving forward. It will lead you. It will lead you to the success, lead you to your destination. Number 6, do whatever it takes. Now, yesterday I had a very good meeting with some partners here. They were from Dallas. I won't mention the name. But the first question they asked was, what does it mean by do whatever it takes? I thought about that. because it's hard to answer that. It's different for everybody. But, if we're going to be practical, and this is the practical answer, to do whatever it takes means you got to be resourceful and overcome. Being resourceful means being creative. Being creative and have the guts to overcome, to solve problems, to overcome challenges or issues. At the end of the day, if we are creative in how we do the business and in solving problems, and the more you overcome, the more you learn, the faster your business will move forward. Because in this business, it's about solving people problem. It's about solving other problems, psychological problem. It's all mindset. A lot of it, it's success is an inside game. It's about solving our own. And then knowing how to solve our own, automatically we recognize it in other people, and then we can help the other people because we went through the process. All right. So number 7, the last one, is to activate your success DNA. Now, what does that mean? Well, success DNA, it's all in you. Long time ago, the old paradigm, people say, your DNA is the blueprint for your body. But you know what? It's more than that. What the scientists have found, it's way more than that. DNA creates order. The DNA creates order around where they are, okay, where the DNA is, in matter, in physical matter and energy. That's a fact. But what I mean is your success DNA is that, look, you have it in you to be successful. The question is, are you turning on the right parts of your DNA to walk in that footsteps of success, okay? Because you know what? You are a free creator. You are free. You are free to do what you want. You are the creator of your reality. You can create it. Recognize that, own it. Write your own story. That is very powerful. We only live the way we tell ourselves to live. We live with their own story. Sometimes people live in their own racket. Sometimes people live in their own past. I've been talking to a lot of people all over the world. And what I see is many times when people get stuck in their journey, they cannot move forward. They cannot connect the dot. It's just that they are still thinking of the past. And they're stuck with, when they think about the past, some past emotion comes up where it causes them to get stuck, where it's negative. And this is what happens when you think about those thoughts and you're stuck in the past, those old stories. We can say like a racket, right? The racket in your head, it keeps going again and again and again. You're going to relive those emotions again and again because chemically your body does that. So as a result, you're literally, when you do that, you're time traveling in the past. That's what you're doing. It's crazy, right? Right? You're really physically living in the past if you think about what all those negative stuff or other people that make all those negative things that cause you to get stuck. Wow. That's how it is. So you know what though? Again, you are a free creator. You can rewrite your own story. Instead of treating it as something that pulls you down, treat it as a lesson. Convert it to a lesson. Any experience, you can place a judgment, good or bad, or very bad, or hurtful, or devastating. But that's your judgment. Instead, you know what? Turn it around. It is what it is. We cannot change the past. What can we learn from it? Turn it into a lesson. Because you know what lesson, if you do that, you know what those turn into? That turns into wisdom. That's how it is. How to connect the dots. All these 7 things can help you move forward in your business in the right direction. Once you have a clear vision with tremendous passion, and you align yourself in the best way you can in your footsteps, and then align with the time, people, environment outside of you, around you, surround yourself with the right people, and set it with commitment that you do it, and do it in a way where be resourceful, overcome, do whatever it takes to get there. And then remember, you're always a creator. You can create your success. You're born with that gift, okay? So at the end of the day, what I want to do is just share these simple thoughts with you, because a lot of the times, look, I'm not going to tell you what to write down for your goals and dreams, okay? I'm not going to do that, all right? And the most important for all of us is to recognize that we could be motivated by different things, all right? But you got to write those down. You got to make it a reality in your head. You got to have emotional attachment. Every time you're stuck, every time you're not motivated, okay, look for the inspiration outside of yourself. That's why you need to be in an environment with the right people. That's where you find inspiration. Or every day, the time that you spend, every second that you spend, what do you put in your head to move you in that direction, right? Commitment. Do whatever it takes. Do it even if you don't feel like it. Let me share with you. Many times I feel like I don't feel like going to the meeting or going to a meeting, but every time I just drag myself out of bed to do it, you know what happens? I get amazing results.
Yeah.
Nobody can predict the future, but we can definitely align ourselves in a path where we can succeed. Connect the dots moving forward in our destination. So, but at the end of the day, the beauty is not the destination. The beauty is the journey. Because what you learn in the journey, empowered by your why, the reasons why you're here. And when you're empowered by those lessons, the wisdom you accumulate is yours forever. Nobody can take that away from you. You build yourself up. You develop yourself to be that person. Okay? So I hope that, this little PowerPoint have maybe inspired some of you to think about what you want to do. Because the true power, any emotion is good. You just need to put it in the right, good manner. Use it for good purposes, so to power your way through life. All right? So anyway, how about now? How about what? Maybe we can open it to do some Q&A. We can chat with some of our friends. Huh? What do you think, Doctor?
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Samson. Amazing stuff, man. Thank you. Yeah, if you have a question, I know that there are people asking how they can get your email so they can seek advice, but let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and talk about that later, but we want to go ahead and continue the flow. If you have any questions, please enter them in our chat. Okay. I do have a question here, Samson. Question is, what is the difference, or how can I know the difference between sight and vision?
Oh, sight and vision.
Yes.
Well, I would say that, vision is like looking through a telescope. Yeah. Mm. You're looking really far down the line. You're looking at things where, like for example, something funny but practical. Okay. So like my mom, one of my goals and dreams, one of my vision was to provide for my parents. Because my parents are first generation to the US, so they're not necessarily educated in financially, right? So my parents didn't have very good retirement plans at all, or even almost none, all right? They just go with everybody else, but when the financial crisis hit in 2008 and 9, oh my gosh, they lost it went down like 75%. But my idea was, of course, I'm an entrepreneur. I want to do well enough where I can provide for whoever I want to. So at the time, my mom was driving a 1984 turbo diesel Mercedes, all right? And that car, if you know, back in 1984, the diesel technology, when you step on the gas, there's a turbo lag, right? So the power doesn't come on for a few seconds, right? Even if you just put the gas pedal all the way down. And then when the power comes on, the black smoke comes out the back of the car, okay? But my mom, maybe, I don't know, she always kept the car around. She never wanted to change cars. Yeah. And, so from 1984 to 2011 or 12, she drove that car. That's an old car. Every year she would put $1,000 to $2,000 in it. The radio doesn't work. Maybe the automatic window doesn't go up and down anymore. The leather, the upholstery is not in good shape. I just thought, you know what? I'm going to make money. If I had money, I'm going to get her a new car. That was the vision I had in my mind.
Nice.
That's what I want to accomplish. And how about sight? I'm not going to say anything, but that anytime I use my eyes to look at the car, It reminded me of my vision. So I was fortunate enough, of course, worked very hard, was able to buy her 1 car, 2 car, and today she's driving her 3rd car. And then next January, I'll get her another one.
Yeah. Nice.
Mercedes. I took her straight to the Mercedes. She got in the car. I took her straight to the Mercedes dealer, got a Mercedes Benz.
Wow. So that means that sight has the power to birth vision.
Yeah, it can.
Right?
Yes.
Because if I see through, because sight belongs to the eyes.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. Vision belongs to faith, right?
Yes. Faith.
So
you just, faith is like stepping into a plane and having faith that it will land on the other side. Right?
Right.
So the vision, you gotta have faith to keep steady, your vision steady, and the clearer it is, the more power you can draw from it to go from a day to day to day to day. Wow. That's how it works for me.
So another question pouring in here. So can somebody disconnect themselves from their vision?
They can get lost. Absolutely.
Right.
Yes. So if we're not around the right people, like, for example, when I first started in the industry, I tried to do the business by myself. Like, I didn't talk to anybody about it. I didn't ask any questions. I did not ask for help. When I did it by myself, I was like, I had the right environment. I was always, at the meetings and all that to be a part of. I had the time to do that. And sometimes I'm the speaker sometimes. This is when I first learned to speak back in 2006. But I didn't open myself up. I was around Kim. I was around, everybody else, but I didn't open myself up. So I wasn't, so in a sense, I got lost. And that was my own fault, not anybody else's fault.
Wow.
I was still motivated. I want to make money. And at the same time, when Kim's making so much money, I'm like, how can she do that? I'll never make that kind of money. Who am I to make that kind of money? I'm not like her. I'm not as good as her. I'm not as smart as her. I'm not as sharp as her. But you know what, though? We all have different gifts. I've seen all kinds of people succeed. Right. So this little self-doubt also, cost me not being successful when in the first business I was with them. But in Jeunesse, I'm like, this is my second chance. I'm going to do whatever it takes. Wow. I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. I don't have huge goals, but I do have goals, and they were clear to me. Debt-free, have a decent living. If I could make 10 to 20,000 a month, man, I'll be very happy already. But as a result of the system, automatically it just exploded. The more people you help, the more successful you become. Wow. That's what Zig Ziglar would say, Right. For sure, you got to do what other people won't do to have what other people don't have. Yeah. Right? And then Zig Ziglar would say, the more you help other people get what they want, the more you get what you want. Wow. That's real business. That's actually real business. For me, that's very powerful. Because again, it's not about money, it's about people. Right. So Samson, we're getting some more amazing questions. I love these questions that are coming in. Sure. We have Anna asking, how do I get out of a rut? How do you get out of the rut? Yeah, I love this because this is leaders that have teams and wow, this is just amazing. Yeah. Well, maybe I want to maybe answer it with 2 points, just for encouragement. Okay? Awesome. One is that we are always one person away from explosion. Ooh. Because look, if you don't put yourself up, if you feel stuck, if you have the feeling, that's good, of being stuck, and automatically feeling causes a certain action of being stagnant. All right. And actually, it'll come to the next part we're going to do together. Because when you are stuck, okay, and you have no action, for sure you won't get anywhere. So I had that point in my career where I became a Sapphire in 3 months, but you know what? Nobody's working my team except me. So what am I going to do? Kim is all, if you don't go find somebody, don't go talk to people, you're not going to make it. So
Right.
what do I have to do? I got to go make it. You know, I didn't have any other income.
Mm.
So my back was against the wall. I'm going to go.
Mhm.
I need to find people to talk to. I've got to put myself in front of other people. I don't care what I say. I don't care who I meet. And maybe I can go back to my contact list, rewrite it, or maybe I look at it. Who do I know and who do they know that's not on my list? You know, so I start going up the peripheral of my contact list. So I start expanding and thinking, where can I meet more people? Where can I build more relationships? So
Uh-huh.
the second, so you're always one person away from explosion because you don't know who comes into the business. One, Angela Wang explodes. She's now Emerald. First time in the business. One, Yvonne Yen, double diamond. You know, hundreds and thousands of people, you know, years later. You don't know. One person can open the door to thousands. But you got to be the right person to move with them. So you, instead of being stuck and parked, get yourself busy. Build your foundation, build your skill, know the business, learn the business, do as much as you can. The more you do, the faster you learn.
Oh,
That's the truth, because look, if you don't practice, you know, doctors have practice, accountants have practice, lawyers have practice. They're all practicing on you. And they're
right.
getting better by practicing on you and getting paid for you. So
Right.
instead, you got to go practice your trade. The more you do, the more you learn.
Practice it.
Yeah.
Don't be committed to the rut.
That's right. So at this time, actually, I would love to, because I talked to for those of you out there, I talked to Dr. Uzziel about sharing a story with you, which for me, when we talked yesterday, it was extremely impactful, and I want to share with everybody, because a lot of times, you know, it's those stories that come from deep traditions and wisdom that we can all draw from, no matter where they come from. But it's those stories that we can reflect on and be aware again of where we are and what we could do differently. Okay, so maybe what we can do is maybe yesterday, maybe you can share the story. Yesterday we were having a coffee, right, talking about today. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did that story come up again?
Oh gosh, I think we were speaking about leadership, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yes, that's right.
Yeah,
Right.
we were speaking about leadership, and one thing that I love to study ancient stories, extract principles and wisdom from them. And as you know, I don't know if maybe not everybody knows, but we do. I do leadership conferences. I'm a conference speaker. But in these ancient stories, they're just full of wisdom. They have so many nuggets, and you can extract a lot of that wisdom for now, for the now moment, to build teams, to build your organization. And one of the stories that we spoke about yesterday was about a fisherman that was called out of the business of fishermen to join another organization. And he followed a visionary that called him into his organization. But at the same time, there was a point in his life, he went through a season, because one thing we have to know is that, we go through seasons. Seasons are important. Seasons make you grow. They stretch you. They develop you. They make you stop and just, think a little bit of how you're developing, through the process of your growth. But he went through a season, but his problem was that instead of following the visionary, he started following him from afar. He stayed behind. So when he stayed behind, people started questioning him. Who are you? Aren't you the guy that follows this visionary man? Aren't you the guy that's in this new movement? And he started denying it. He says, no, that's not me. He started readapting his old self, the old fisherman. And he got to the point where, he got in trouble. He got stagnant. He got stuck. And something had to wake him up to understand that, he had lost the vision. He had lost the visionary. He had lost his passion. He parked. Success doesn't park. There's no parking for success. But he parked, and he readapted his own self, and something had to happen for him to wake up again. So anyway, we were talking a little, this is just a short version of what the things that we were talking about yesterday. But, we extracted some principles of this amazing leader that came back to really blow everybody out of the water and just amaze everybody with the leadership he came back with. But But yeah, Samson, that's a little bit of what we were talking about yesterday.
You know, I was so inspired about it, and you know, I want to talk about it today, and I did this live for everybody.
Hey,
Okay, so 7 steps to win a game. For me, it was a story about somebody who was part of a huge movement, and it's one of the biggest ones in the world today.
yeah.
But he went through his own trials, his own doubts, uh, his own lack of belief,
Mm.
and maybe questioning himself about conviction, etc. Where it reflected on, you know what? It was a moment of learning where, you know, many of us were like him before. So what's the opposite of that? And that's what I want to share with everybody. So look, 7 steps to win the game. To win, you got to stay focused on your vision versus being disconnected and follow from afar. Like a lot of people, they first get started in the business, they're excited, but later, just because a few people, you know, doubt them, and they start to doubt themselves. They start to buy into other people's doubt, other people's skepticism, instead of staying connected
Yeah.
in their vision. Okay, so that was beautiful. When you know, Dr. Uzziel, when you share that story, the first one about this connection, following from afar, that's the wrong way to do business. That's what, actually kind of what I did in the first business.
Yeah.
I did not stay focused, or I did not actually have a vision of where I want to be.
Yes.
So you gotta be your vision.
Yeah, this is the downfall of many leaders now, Samson. A lot of leaders, they start off great. They capture vision, they share the vision with their team, and they start developing. But all of a sudden, you know, the downfall of the leader is, the big mistake is disconnecting from the vision that they captured. Because once you disconnect from the vision, you start operating not in vision, but in sight. And anybody that operates without vision operates in darkness.
That's right.
So I can't build in darkness. I can't lead in darkness. I can't develop in darkness. I can't be progressive in darkness. I need vision to be able to advance. So yeah, that's one of the things that we talked about yesterday. Very, very important.
You gotta stay connected so
Yes.
that you see the light. You're around people with light who can keep encouraging you and be positive, because they are, you know, by being in your vision, be your vision, live it, believe it, have the conviction about where you want to go. You're going to commit to this journey. So we can fall away. Look, when people deny, oh, is it an MLM? Oh, is it this and that? And people are like, well, I don't know if I want to sell an MLM. It's already showing them that, or maybe the feeling that you're showing yourself, maybe you lack your own conviction, your own belief in your own vision. So number 3 is we got to have consistent action to keep growing.
Yes.
Instead of being parked and having no action.
Right.
You got to break through. Let me tell you, the best learning is not from listening to us. The best learning is in the application of knowledge. Knowledge is not power. The application of knowledge is power. Through the application, that's where we have what's called active learning, and that's where we actually learn the most. So if you stay parked, if you're parked, you know what? What action can I take today to change that? How can, you know, what action I need to take to turn it around?
Yes.
If you don't know, make a phone call to your sponsor or leader. They will tell you. Okay.
Yes.
No, really, it could be that simple. Ask and talk.
Yes.
4, overcome. You got to overcome again and again and again versus being parked in stagnation in your comfort zone, taking on, like the fisherman, becoming his old self. Stagnation, being in his comfort zone.
Right.
Right? So you got to overcome again and again and again and again. You know what? I mean, when you have a little bit of small victories and you celebrate, and it builds your confidence, it builds your conviction, it builds your commitment, it builds your passion. Use that to power it. Anytime you're down, remember the good times, power through it. You know, if you don't, do it together. It's that much easier. You got to overcome again and again and again and again.
Right.
Okay. Next, look, create successful habits and patterns instead of adopting the old thinking and pattern. Don't go back to your old self. A lot of your old self, you don't even know yourself, because it's a lot of subconscious patterns that we have.
Right.
Only people from outside can see it or notice it sometimes. Everybody has it. Okay. And so instead of going back in the past, You got to move forward in the present moment to create successful habit. At the beginning, you know, when I first started in this industry and people talk about self-development, I'm like, why do I need to develop myself? But you know what? To be successful, you got to have some habits that's successful, and that's common among all successful people, because it energizes the soul, it energizes the physical body, it energizes you mentally. So whatever I did, that was positive, I did it at least 21 days, right? They say it takes 21 days to create a habit. But you know what I found is after the 21 days or even before that, I'm like, this is easy. After the first week, like, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It's like running. I never ran before. I start running and walking 3 times a week, running and walking. Soon I was running all the way. I was running, you know, up to 3 miles a day. I was amazed. I never ran before. But it's that consistent action, the habit that creates the success. So be in your potential. Look, potential is not something you do. It's a state of being. It's like a battery. A battery has a lot of potential, electricity inside. But you got to know, you got to be in your potential. You got to recognize your potential. Okay? You know, you got to have that belief in yourself. Instead of, look, many people, they don't realize their good qualities. They don't realize how powerful they are. Or actually, you know what? Some people even, they are afraid of how powerful they could be.
Wow.
Because maybe if they are powerful, they will get rejected from other people. But you know, nothing wrong with that, because you know, that's always why only a small percentage of people succeed.
Right.
Because they're not afraid of rejection. They are in the potential, they believe it, they're doing it. Okay? So don't lose sight of your potential, where you could be, the things that you could do. Because what somebody can do, trust me, you can do the same or even better.
Yeah.
Or even more. All right? And then the last point is to win the game, be present, to stay on course. Be present in the moment, in the present moment. I already talked about reliving the past in our head. That's a waste of time. You know, if you ever meet, for those of you out there, people who are ruby, emerald, diamond, or double diamond, the cream of the crop, the best of the best, let me tell you something, they get over things very fast. It's like next. Nothing bothers them. We don't let it bother us, because we got to keep going. Or else someday, when you thought you were going to win at the beginning and you're going to go for it, but then you start taking on all these things that you're not supposed to do or doesn't serve you, what will happen is someday the world will be on fire. There'll be an alarm, and you wish, you regret that you didn't do the other way to be successful. Okay? So, I mean, I you know, yesterday when we were talking, I was so inspired by that story, you know, where somebody just got lost and they end up sitting around the fire with other people that doubted him, and he almost became that type of person.
Yeah. Adapted old conversations. Yeah. Dangerous.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah, and then the rooster call, right, to wake him up.
That was an alarm.
And he came back to the flock.
Life
right?
will wake you up. Life will wake you up and let you know, hey, you were going right, but what's going on? You're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Samson, I want to welcome Dr. Ming Ko for the first time from West Covina with us today.
Awesome. Welcome, welcome.
Dr. Ming Ko, also Danielle from Philadelphia for the first time. So
wow, Philadelphia. That's awesome. That's terrific.
Yes.
Welcome. Okay. I think maybe, you know, I know we started late, yeah?
Yeah.
So, but I think maybe, you know, we're going to have about 5 minutes left. Okay. So maybe I have planned something I want to do for everybody, and I've only done it one other time in my last 10 plus years in gymnastics. I want to do a reading, and it was something that really inspired me. You know, I saw a YouTube video many years ago that somebody made, and they quoted Mr. Les Brown and Mr. Eric Thomas. If you're in the U.S. Or maybe some of you know around the world, because some of you in Hong Kong, Singapore, and Malaysia, you've seen Mr. Les Brown. We brought Mr. Les Brown over to Asia. But, you know, Mr. Les Brown, Mr. Eric Thomas are some of the top speakers about inspirational speakers that I know. Very powerful people. Now, today, there's no way for me, because I'm not them, I'm just a humble Samson. I'll do my best because I was just inspired by this video. I was so inspired that I went through the video, 10 seconds at a time to write down the words they were speaking because the words were so beautiful.
Wow.
And it really got me in the heart where, why are we really here? What are we really doing? What is it really for? What is the why? It really gave me a whole new level, a whole new sense of purpose and vision. Okay, I had the vision, but it's a whole new feeling that I was able to attach to that and made it even more real for me. So maybe, to conclude, to humor everybody, I will do my best to do a little live reading, okay? And all of you can read along with me. Is that good?
Let's do it.
Alrighty. All right, let's do it. Okay. All right.
Right in the chat. Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me go ahead and start. Okay. Let's go. So these, in the words of Mr. Les Brown and Mr. Eric Thomas, Mr. E.T., there will never be a point in your life where it's the right time to do a great thing. If you're waiting for that perfect moment, perfect timing, it's not going to happen. You know what you have to do? You have to create the perfect time and the perfect opportunity in the perfect situation. You have to create it. A lot of people become comfortable. They stop wanting. They stop growing. They become satisfied. People getting ready to go to jobs they don't like, jobs that are making them sick. Wow. You see, if you're not pursuing your goal, you are literally committing spiritual suicide. When you have a goal out there, stretching for, reaching for, that takes you out of your comfort zone, you will find out about the abilities and talents that you have that you didn't know you have. When a messenger of misery visits you, what will keep you in the game? There are things you think that you will never need to know, but that maybe one time in your life that could save your life because you have that knowledge. Unless you attempt to do something beyond that you've already mastered, you will never grow. What is it that you look at that at some point in time in your life you decided you couldn't do it? You talked yourself out of it. You're waiting on your next door neighbor to make it happen for you, and it may not happen. If you're waiting on your mother or father with their maybe ancient thinking that they don't understand the opportunity that you have, and if you wait on them, it will never get done. You don't beg average people to be phenomenal. You don't beg good people to be phenomenal. You just are phenomenal. You attract phenomenal. What reasons that you remember that you can call, that you can reach on to make you get back up? If you're not where you want to be, if you don't have what you want to have, if you think you are not where you should be at this particular place, where it has nothing to do with the system and have everything to do with the fact that you are not making the sacrifice. I want you to make that dream a reality, because if you don't, you will be working for somebody else's to make their dream to become a reality. When everybody is against you and you don't believe in you no more, let me tell you something. That's a lonely feeling, particularly it's from the people you are doing it for. Those people take their greatness, take their ideas to the graveyard with them. If it's easy, everybody would be doing it right now. There are people working that don't want to work. They hate their job. They keep getting up to do it. The wealthiest place on the planet is the graveyard, because in the graveyard, we'll find the inventions that we were never, ever exposed to, ideas and dreams that never become a reality, hopes and aspirations that were never acted upon. The question is what you're going to do with your time. What drives you? Greatness is a lot of small things done well, day after day, workout after workout, obedience after obedience, day after day. When things don't work out for you, when things happen that you could not anticipate, what are the reasons that you can think of that can keep you strong? You will never, ever be successful until you turn your pain into greatness. Allow your pain to push from where you are to where you need to be. Stop running from your pain. Embrace your pain. Your pain is going to be a part of your pride, a part of your product, a challenge. I challenge you to push yourself. It's easy to be on the bottom. It doesn't take any effort to be a loser. It doesn't take any motivation. It doesn't take drive in order to stay down at a low level. But it will take everything in you to harness your will, to say, I'm going to challenge myself. What you did last week doesn't count. Today is the only important day. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. How do you use those are critical. What you do today is who people see who you are. Nobody will talk about what you did yesterday. The biggest enemy you have to deal with is yourself. There's an old African proverb. If there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. You have this opportunity of a lifetime. It means absolutely nothing if you don't take advantage of it in the lifetime of this opportunity. If life knocks you down on your back, if you can look up, you can get up. If you want it bad enough, go out, fight for it. Give up your day and night for it. Give up your time, your peace, your sleep for it. If all that you dream and scheme and life seems useless and worthless without it, it's time now. If you want to make this your decade, you have to start saying yes to your life. You have to start saying yes to your dream, yes to your unfolding future, yes to your potential, as opposed to say no. When you die, leave no dream behind. Leave no opportunity left behind. When you leave this earth, accomplish every single thing you want to accomplish. You're going to be here one day. You will never get here if you give up, if you give in, if you quit. You gotta want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe.
Wow, amazing. Ooh, powerful. Thank you so much, Samson. That was very, very inspiring, very powerful. And I think that today's webinar really empowered so many people. We had questions that were not, what we didn't get to, but we will continue. I know that we're going to continue doing this. And wow, I mean, I'm just amazed. It was amazing.
Thanks, Doctor. Well, it was so inspiring for me, and I want to share with everybody. Because,
what a way to close this webinar, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, we started this webinar at this time 3 weeks ago, so this is our third one.
Wow.
And we're going to have another one next Thursday. So,
next Thursday.
We haven't chose the speaker yet, but somebody's going to be getting a call very soon. It's going to be another powerful and inspiring training next week, same time, same place.
Wow, thank you so much. If you guys loved it, come on, share some love. Put in that chat room, I loved it. I mean, just put an emoji there. Let us know. Let Samson know. And thank you so much for joining us today. And remember, all these points that were talked about, I know that you wrote them down, and just share them with your team. Empower yourself. You know, let that sight produce a vision, and let that vision make you believe in yourself and conquer the world. I know that this is a perfect time for your organization, for your teams. And thank you, Samson, one more time for your leadership and man, all that wisdom that was poured out today. What'd you say? Don't go to the graveyard full, go empty. You said something like that, right? Woo, that was powerful.
Don't leave any opportunity undone.
There you go. Yes, yes. All right. So thank you guys so much. We're going to go ahead and close now. So we will see you here next Thursday, same time, and somebody's going to get a call for the next training. So thank you all so much. We love you guys, and keep thriving. We know that the best is yet to come.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Samson. Bye-bye.